Imagine a world where dolphins discuss philosophy, birds debate politics, and squirrels engage in heated arguments about the best nuts. While this scenario might seem far-fetched, it raises an intriguing question: how different is human language from animal communication? In this video, we'll embark on a fascinating journey to decode nature's symphony, exploring the intricate world of human language and animal calls. We'll unravel the complexities that set human communication apart while discovering surprising similarities with our animal counterparts. From the haunting songs of humpback whales to the intricate dances of honeybees, animal communication has long captivated scientists and nature enthusiasts alike. But how does it compare to the vast expanse of human language, with its ability to express abstract thoughts and convey complex ideas? Throughout this exploration, we'll delve into the key features that make human language unique, such as its open-ended nature and ability to discuss abstract concepts. We'll also examine fascinating examples of animal communication, including the Caribbean reef squid's color-changing messages and the honeybee's waggle dance. By the end of this video, you'll gain a deeper understanding of both human and animal communication systems, challenging your perceptions of what constitutes language in the natural world. Get ready to embark on a journey that will forever change the way you listen to the world around you. Let's decode nature's symphony together. Human language is a remarkable system of communication that sets us apart from other species. At its core, it relies on three fundamental aspects that contribute to its complexity and expressiveness. One of the key features of human language is its use of arbitrary learned symbols, primarily words. Unlike animal vocalizations that may have a more direct connection to their meaning, the relationship between the sound of a word and its meaning in human language is largely arbitrary. For instance, the word tree in English, arbre in French, and shoe in Chinese all refer to the same concept but sound completely different. This arbitrariness allows for a vast and flexible vocabulary, enabling precise and varied communication. It also means that learning a language involves memorizing the associations between words and their meanings, as there is no inherent logic to why a particular word represents a specific concept. Human language is characterized by its complex compositional syntax, which allows for the creation of an infinite variety of meaningful expressions from a finite set of elements. Sentences in natural language are organized into a hierarchy of constituents, known as constituent structure, where each higher-level constituent is built by recursively combining units from lower levels. This hierarchical structure provides systematicity in grammars, allowing constituents to be grouped into different syntactic categories that compose in predictable ways with other linguistic elements. This compositional nature enables language to be both expressive and learnable, allowing users to communicate a potentially open-ended set of meanings. Recursion, the ability to embed ideas within other ideas, is a fundamental aspect of human thought and language. It allows for the creation of complex, multi-layered expressions and is considered by some to be the principal characteristic that distinguishes human cognition from that of other species. In language, recursion enables the embedding of phrases within phrases or sentences within sentences, creating intricate structures that can convey highly nuanced and complex ideas. This recursive capacity is not limited to language but extends to other domains of human cognition, such as theory of mind and mental time travel. The ability to think and communicate recursively has played a crucial role in the development of human culture, enabling us to connect ideas, share complex information, and become proficient storytellers. Animal communication systems are diverse and intricate, ranging from simple calls to complex vocalizations that serve multiple functions within species and sometimes even across species boundaries. Many animals use vocalizations as a primary form of communication. Vervet monkeys, for instance, have a sophisticated alarm call system that distinguishes between different predators. They use distinct calls for leopards, eagles, and snakes, allowing other monkeys to respond appropriately to each threat. Chickens, often underestimated in their communicative abilities, have a repertoire of at least 24 distinct vocalizations. These calls serve various purposes, including alerting others to food sources, warning of predators, and expressing contentment or distress. Some animal species exhibit remarkably complex vocalizations. Killer whales, or orcas, produce a wide array of sounds including clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls. These vocalizations are used for echolocation, communication within their pod, and coordinating hunting strategies. Their vocal repertoire is so sophisticated that different orca populations have distinct dialects, which play a crucial role in their social structure and hunting techniques. The complexity of animal communication extends beyond vocalizations. Many species use multimodal communication, combining vocal signals with visual displays, scents, or even seismic vibrations. For example, prairie dogs use a combination of vocalizations and body postures to convey detailed information about potential threats, including the size, shape, and even the clothing of human intruders. These examples highlight the sophistication of animal communication systems, challenging our understanding of the boundaries between human language and animal calls. While human language remains unique in its symbolic and recursive nature, the complexity and functionality of animal communication systems continue to surprise researchers, blurring the lines between what we once considered distinctly human and animal capabilities. Human language exhibits remarkable complexity across multiple dimensions, which contributes to its expressive power and flexibility. This complexity can be examined through three main aspects: syntagmatic, paradigmatic, and organizational/hierarchic complexity. Syntagmatic complexity refers to the number of parts in a specific language level, relating to the superficial properties of language such as word length and sentence structure. This type of complexity is associated with the constitutional aspects of language, including the length of words in terms of phonemes or syllables. For example, languages with longer words or more elaborate sentence structures exhibit higher syntagmatic complexity. This aspect of complexity is often balanced against other forms of complexity in language systems. Paradigmatic complexity involves the variety of parts within a particular grammatical category or linguistic level. It encompasses elements such as the size of a language's phoneme inventory and the number of distinctions within grammatical categories like tense or aspect. Languages with more extensive phoneme inventories or a greater number of grammatical distinctions tend to have higher paradigmatic complexity. Interestingly, there's often a trade-off between paradigmatic and syntagmatic complexity. For instance, languages with complex phonological inventories may have shorter words, while those with simpler inventories might have longer, multisyllabic words. Organizational complexity refers to the ways linguistic components are arranged, including phonotactic restrictions and variety of word orders. Hierarchic complexity, on the other hand, involves aspects like recursion and lexical-semantic hierarchies. These forms of complexity are particularly evident in syntax, where recursive and nested constructs are considered more complex. The ability to create and understand hierarchically structured sentences with long-range dependencies between elements is a hallmark of human language complexity. This level of complexity is often cited as a key feature distinguishing human language from animal communication systems. The interplay between these different types of complexity contributes to the overall richness and diversity of human languages. It's worth noting that complexity in one area doesn't necessarily correlate with complexity in others, leading to diverse patterns across the world's languages. Understanding these aspects of linguistic complexity not only helps in comparing different languages but also provides insights into the cognitive processes underlying human communication. Recent studies have challenged traditional views on animal vocalizations, revealing surprising levels of complexity that go beyond simple Markovian models. This research has uncovered evidence of sophisticated statistical processes in animal calls, suggesting that animal communication systems may be more intricate than previously thought. One striking example comes from a study on Bornean orangutans, Pongo pygmaeus wormbii, which found that their long calls exhibit a high degree of vocal complexity. These vocalizations comprise multiple sound types that vary both within and among individuals, challenging the notion of discrete call types. The research revealed that orangutan long calls display a continuous gradation of sounds rather than distinct categories, significantly increasing the complexity of their vocal systems. Can provide insight into the affective states of animals. Across mammalian species, there are acoustic correlates of core dimensions of affect, such as arousal and valence. As arousal increases, vocalizations tend to change in predictable ways, including increases in call rate, amplitude, and frequency, as well as greater variability in fundamental frequency. This relationship between emotional states and vocal characteristics adds another layer of complexity to animal communication systems. These findings collectively suggest that animal vocalizations are far more sophisticated than previously believed, involving complex statistical processes and carrying nuanced information. This emerging understanding of animal vocal complexity not only challenges our preconceptions about animal communication but also raises intriguing questions about the evolution of language and the cognitive capabilities of various species. While human language and animal communication systems share some similarities, there are several key differences that set them apart. Human language is primarily a learned system, acquired through cultural transmission and extensive practice during childhood. This allows for tremendous diversity in languages across different human populations. In contrast, most animal communication systems are largely innate, genetically predetermined within a species. While some animals, like songbirds, learn aspects of their vocalizations, the basic structure and function of their communication system is innate. This fundamental difference allows human language to be incredibly flexible and adaptable, while animal communication systems remain relatively fixed within a species. Human languages contain tens of thousands of arbitrary learned symbols, primarily words, which can represent both concrete and abstract concepts. This vast symbolic vocabulary is unparalleled in the animal kingdom. Even highly trained animals, such as Koko the gorilla or certain African gray parrots, only acquire vocabularies of a few hundred to about 1,000 words at most. Moreover, humans uniquely use these symbols to engage in abstract thought, create mathematical concepts, and discuss ideas far removed from their immediate environment. This capacity for extensive symbolic representation and manipulation is a hallmark of human language that has not been observed in any other species. Human language is characterized by its open-ended nature and infinite generativity. We can create novel sentences and express new ideas by combining familiar words in unique ways, a property known as productivity. This flexibility allows humans to discuss hypothetical situations, events far in the future, and complex abstract concepts. Animal communication systems, while sometimes sophisticated, are generally limited in their ability to create new patterns or combinations. They typically communicate about immediate events or states, primarily for survival purposes. The human capacity for recursion, embedding phrases within phrases or ideas within ideas, further enhances our ability to create complex, multi-layered expressions, a feature that appears to be uniquely human. These key differences highlight the exceptional nature of human language. While animal communication systems can be remarkably complex and effective for their purposes, human language stands apart in its learned nature, vast symbolic capacity, and unparalleled flexibility in creating and combining meanings. The evolutionary perspective on language and communication offers intriguing insights into the relationship between human language and animal communication systems. Many researchers argue that an evolutionary continuum exists between animal communication methods and human language. This view suggests that language didn't emerge suddenly as a uniquely human trait, but rather evolved gradually from simpler forms of communication present in our animal ancestors. Proponents of this idea, including linguists Mark Hauser, Noam Chomsky, and W. Tecumseh Fitch, assert that examining this continuum could help explain how humanity developed its sophisticated language proficiency. However, the debate on the uniqueness of human language remains active in scientific circles. Some researchers argue that human language possesses features that are fundamentally distinct from animal communication systems. For instance, the ability to create and use signals flexibly, a characteristic of human language, is thought to have evolved through particular psychological abilities unique to humans. The capacity for syntactic recursion, the embedding of clauses within clauses, has been proposed by some as the only aspect of language that is uniquely human and uniquely linguistic. The biological capacity for language, termed linguisticality, is considered uncontroversial and is best studied through a comparative perspective. This approach allows researchers to examine language in the context of other biological capacities, potentially revealing insights into its evolutionary origins. The structural uniqueness of human languages in terms of lexicon, phonology, and morphosyntax further supports the view that human language is distinct from other forms of animal communication. Recent research has challenged traditional views on the divide between human language and animal communication. Some studies suggest that the complexity of animal vocalizations may be underestimated, with evidence of sophisticated statistical processes in animal calls challenging simplistic models of animal communication. This emerging understanding of animal vocal complexity raises intriguing questions about the evolution of language and the cognitive capabilities of various species. While the debate on the uniqueness of human language continues, the evolutionary perspective provides a valuable framework for understanding the relationship between human language and animal communication. It encourages a nuanced view that recognizes both the continuities and the potential discontinuities in the evolution of communication systems across species. Social factors play a significant role in shaping language evolution, with population size and social structure emerging as key influences on linguistic complexity and change. Recent studies have revealed intriguing correlations between population size and various aspects of language complexity. Languages spoken by larger populations tend to exhibit certain characteristics: larger phoneme inventories and more phonemes per syllable. Shorter words in terms of syllable count, higher number of monosyllabic words, more words per clause, and simpler morphology. Conversely, languages with smaller speaker populations often display more complex morphological structures, longer words, and fewer monosyllabic words. These findings suggest that languages adapt to the social environments in which they are used and learned, much like biological organisms adapting to ecological niches. The social structure of a language community significantly influences linguistic evolution. Researchers have proposed several mechanisms through which social factors shape language. Adult learners. Languages used in larger communities with more adult second language learners tend to develop simpler, more regular grammatical structures. Esoteric versus exoteric communication. Societies with predominantly intragroup communication, esoteric, tend to develop more complex languages, while those with frequent intergroup communication, exoteric, favor simpler linguistic structures. Innovation and transmission. Larger populations may provide more opportunities for linguistic innovations to arise and spread. Norm enforcement. Smaller communities might have stricter norm enforcement, potentially slowing down language change. Robustness of transmission. Larger populations may have more robust language transmission systems, potentially increasing the fidelity of information transfer. The interplay between these social factors and linguistic structures has led to the formulation of the linguistic niche hypothesis, which posits that languages evolve within specific socio-demographic niches. This hypothesis suggests that the social environment acts as a selective pressure on language features, favoring those that are better suited to the community's communicative needs and learning conditions. As we conclude our exploration of Decoding Nature's Symphony, human language versus animal calls, let's recap the key insights we've gained and consider the broader implications of this fascinating field of study. Throughout our journey, we've discovered that while human language and animal communication systems share some fundamental similarities, such as the use of vocalizations to convey information, the differences between them are profound. Human language stands apart in its complexity, flexibility, and capacity for abstract thought. Our ability to learn and use arbitrary symbols, create infinite combinations through complex syntax, and engage in recursive thinking sets human language apart as a uniquely powerful tool for communication and cognition. However, recent research has revealed surprising levels of complexity in animal communication systems, challenging our previous assumptions. From the sophisticated alarm calls of vervet monkeys to the quest to understand the evolution of human language remains ongoing, with researchers continually uncovering new insights. The debate over whether language emerged suddenly as a uniquely human trait or evolved gradually from simpler forms of communication continues to drive fascinating research and discussions in linguistics, biology, and cognitive science. As we move forward, it's clear that studying both human and animal communication systems is crucial for a comprehensive understanding of language evolution. By examining the continuities and discontinuities between these systems, we gain valuable insights into the cognitive and biological foundations of communication. This comparative approach not only sheds light on our own linguistic abilities but also deepens our appreciation for the diverse ways in which life on Earth communicates. In conclusion, the study of language and communication across species reminds us of our place within the broader tapestry of life. It challenges us to reconsider our assumptions about human uniqueness while also marveling at the extraordinary capabilities that have emerged through evolution. As we continue to decode nature's symphony, we open ourselves to a richer understanding of the world around us and our role within it.